So we set up out here to talk to people about the grassroots funding of campaigns, because I think a lot of people are getting cynical. They think that, big corporations, big money, special interests have kind of taken over Congress and the political process. I've introduced a bill to try to give that power back to ordinary people through grassroots funding of campaigns and public dollars that come in to match that. So one of the things we want to do today was just talk to ordinary folks and get their impressions about Congress, what they like, what they don't like, and whether they like this idea of grassroots funding of campaigns to kind of take ownership back of the Congress, of the political process, of the democracy. So it's kind of me interviewing, men and women on the street to get their impression of Congress. So I'm ready. I should probably have a flak jacket on for this purpose, but we'll see how it goes. When you think of Congress in Washington these days, what's your first reaction?
Gridlock.
Gridlock.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, right now I don't think much of Congress, mainly because of the budgeting.
I think big business and money are a huge problem. People like us probably don't have much say in what goes on in the end. So.
Congress?
Yeah.
I think when they go home, they should stay home because they're not doing their work. They're not doing their job. If we did what they did, we wouldn't get paid. Yeah, I know.
And when it comes time to make the policy, which way do you think Congress is going to lean? They're going to lean that way instead of to ordinary
They're going to lean to their backers. Yeah,
right,
sure.
Exactly. I've introduced
They're forgetting about the little people.
Okay.
Got any opinions?
Yeah, what do I think about them? I think that they lost touch with most people and that they no longer work for us, that they work for themselves and corporate interests.
Right.
Wow.
You don't know where to start.
I don't know where to start right now.
What do you think?
You guys are supposed to work for us, right?
Yeah. It's not happening, is it? I'm worried about the big money and the influence it's having on Congress. Because to raise money for campaigns, you got to go to these special interests, the big money. So when it comes time to make the policy, who are you going to work for?
The one who's
going to work for them.
Right, the one who's financing you.
So how do you feel about that? These big corporations and special interests pouring a lot of money into campaigns and so forth. You got any opinions?
I think they're only doing that so they can benefit something of their own.
That's exactly right.
I think they donate a lot of money. One hand washes the other. I'll donate so much, and then when this gets here, you do this for me.
The lobbyist group is controlling the Congress, pretty much the lobbyist.
There's a great line that bank robber Willie Sutton, they used to say to him, "Why do you rob banks?" And he said, "That's where the money is." And that's why members of Congress always go to these PACs and big money, because that's where the money is.
Well, the smaller donors with a common people feel like they're left out because they feel like the large corporations and people with a lot of money donating and they're not heard.
I think if we can cure this funding issue and get it back on the shoulders of ordinary people in terms of who funds campaigns, can make a huge difference in terms of how we make policy. So grab some. So I've introduced legislation called the Grassroots Democracy Act, which will figure out a way to empower ordinary citizens to take back their government by getting into the funding side of it. So for example, I'd give a $25 tax credit or a $50 tax credit to people if they contribute to a congressional campaign. So you get your money back. It makes it easier to participate. But the other thing is, then you come in behind that with some public matching dollars, like 5 to 1 or 6 to 1. Turns your $10 donation into a $60 donation. Next thing you know, the candidate wants to pay attention to you because that's real money, instead of going to these big money.
I think it makes more sense because now all of a sudden the little guy on the street has a vested interest of what's going on, because right now I don't think we do.
You don't care.
Right.
You feel left out. You feel like you got no voice. You feel like the fix is in. Right?
Absolutely.
Not a real voice.
That's what I wonder, if the public can really match that. I mean, when you're talking about billions of dollars.
Well, we ran some models, and we showed that in an ordinary congressional campaign, if you could get 2,000 or 3,000 people to between them give about, $70,000, $75,000. And you could do that with $25 or $50 contributions. If you then match it at 5 or 6 to 1, that starts to be real money.
Yeah.
Then the candidate's going to say, I'll go get my money from ordinary people instead of getting it from the big interests.
I do. I'm a little skeptical because I kind of wonder if I just wonder if it can happen. I wonder if Congress is ever going to start paying attention to people, or if it's just such a far, if it's just so far gone at this point that it's never going to turn around again.
That's a fair concern to have, and I share it a little bit. But since I'm down there, I gotta believe every day when I get up that we can change this thing. I'm gonna give you some.